So Newcastle United have suffered yet another major injury blow with the news that Sven Botman is likely to be out between 6 and 9 months after he picked up a knee injury against Man City last week in the FA Cup. Now, first of all, from the player's point of view, from Newcastle's point of view, it's a massive blow. Botman may not have had the best of seasons, but he's a key player for Eddie Howe's side, and it's going to be a huge blow to not see him between now and the end of the season, maybe now and the end of the calendar year. You know that if you're looking at the upper limit of that time scale, sort of 9 months, that takes you to about December. So it'd be a big shame not to see him in action, because he has been really good for Newcastle since he joined. Again, may have had his struggles this year, but he is one of their key players. And for Botman, obviously that rules him out of the Euros. In summer, he'd have liked to try and force himself in that Holland squad. That's not going to happen. And yeah, Newcastle now have to deal with another one of their key players out, with obviously Joe Linton and Callum Wilson both in a race against time to be, you know, for them to play again this season. Obviously, Sandro Tonali won't play till next year after his suspension ends. So yeah, it's a big blow for Botman, and on a personal level, he'll be gutted. Obviously, he's already missed a large period of the season with injury. And yeah, it is a shame that he won't play a part between now and the end of the campaign. How Newcastle deal with that in the short term, we'll probably see Jamal Lascelles play more regularly alongside Fabian Schär. Them two have been good together this year in Botman's absence, so that's not really too much of an issue. And you obviously still got Dan Burn there, who can cover in the centre back if needed. You've still got Paul Dummett and Emil Kraft. So there are options, and so between now and the end of the season, which is only 10 games, they should be okay. How that changes their plans for the summer window, I think they probably want to strengthen in all areas of the team, and I think defence is probably one they were looked at in the heart of defence. Certainly they would have looked at wanting to strengthen this summer, but I think it was one they might have thought they could get away with not buying anyone, you know, maybe push that problem into next summer, is in like a year's time. But that's really now going to have to change. Their priorities are going to have to change. They're going to have to sign a defender. They can't go into next year with the options they've got now, especially with Sven Botman injured, as said, because that's not going to be enough. So it'll be really interesting to see how they deal with that in the summer. And of course, the fallout will be, and we've seen on social media recently, the fallout will be how this injury's happened. You know, as I mentioned, Botman picked up a knee injury against Sheffield United earlier in the season. That went undiagnosed for a little bit. The injury was then discovered. He then missed 3 months, or just shy of 3 months of action. Opted not to get surgery on that issue. So that was the call made there. And, you know, surgery would have knocked him out for 9 months and probably the whole season at that point. They opted to try and avoid having that surgery, but obviously that has now come back to bite them, because he's now facing surgery. The sources do say that the injury is different to what he picked up earlier in the season, so he can't legislate for another injury. But really, that it's been a mismanaged situation. Really, it's one that could have probably been avoided, and one that Newcastle will now have to deal with. I think, you know, as I said, between now and the end of the season and summer, that is something they're going to have to deal with. But yeah, it's a major blow to see Botman out for the next sort of at least 6 months, potentially 9 months. And then Newcastle have to react. As they've done all season, they have to react to this injury blow. They have to come up with a solution, and they can't be, you know, they can't be down in the dumps. They can't be using this as an excuse, because they've got 10 really big games between now and the end of the season to try and secure European football again. And getting that European football, no matter what it is, will be a major help in the transfer window and trying to entice players to either stay at the club or try and come to the club. And as I said, now they're going to be looking for a new defender. They're going to have to try and find someone of Botman's ilk. That's really difficult, because Botman is, you know, a very good player and was one of the best defenders in the league last year, no doubt about that. So yeah, Botman's absence is going to be massive, and one that Newcastle United really have to sort out. But yeah, so as started this video, the latest injury news from Newcastle United is Sven Botman is out between 6 to 9 months with a knee injury.